Chris, last year, my favorite team, the New England Patriots, please don't unsubscribe now, what made the Super Bowl.
They did.
This year, your team made the Super Bowl.
It's my turn, buddy.
It's your turn.
You had a good run there.
I had a good run.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell me what the bets are for who's going to win?
Right. So Super Bowl, generally, in any big sporting event, the most common bets to bet on are the money line and the point spread.
Mm-hmm.
Point spread is how many points they think the winning team is going to win by, and also which team will win. Money line is just which team will win.
All right.
So my Niners are getting a little disrespect in this game. They are underdogs by 1.5. Kansas City's favored by 1.5 in this game. And their money line is plus 107, which means if you bet $100, you win $107.
Yep.
Let me explain to you why the Niners are going to win the Super Bowl.
I would love to know.
So, for one thing, let's look at the Niners season this year.
Sure.
And specifically the games in which they've struggled, because that's much more of an indicator.
Because they won a lot of games.
Exactly. They're 13-3.
Right.
First number one seed in the NFC.
Most attractive quarterback.
Absolutely, without a doubt. But they've struggled in games against big offenses.
Sure.
You know, the Saints game, an instant classic. They nearly lost, had a miraculous last-second field goal. The Ravens game, they lost by a last-second field goal. And that Seahawks game where Russell Wilson went out of his Russell Wilson did basically. So you might be thinking, well, why are you bringing this up?
Why are you bringing this up, Chris?
The Chiefs do have a great offense. This sounds like a counterpoint to you. Well, I think the thing that I look at specifically is all of those teams were able to move the ball in chunks, like smaller chunks. You know, you had Michael Thomas on the Saints, who's able to get basically 8 yards whenever he wants.
Right.
Ravens, Lamar Jackson can run the ball for 8-10 yards whenever he wants. Russell Wilson can dump it under. The thing I see with the Chiefs is that their offense is incredible, yes, but they're also reliant on the big play. They're reliant on Kelce going over the middle. They're reliant on Tyreek Hill, beating his defender, which, let's be honest, is going to happen in this game for sure. The Niners cornerbacks are not the fastest in the league, but I think the Niners can get after Mahomes enough to force him to get under. That's why these teams have been so successful, because they've been able to beat the Niners pass rush by, moving the ball on those short chunks. I'm not sure that the Chiefs can do that. And the Chiefs, to my knowledge, haven't faced a pass rush like they're going to see in this Niners game.
Yeah, that's interesting because you would think they have vertical threats in Tyreek Hill, and Travis Kelce could run short under routes, but they don't regularly do that with Kelce. And Mahomes isn't the runner that you would like that Lamar Jackson is or Russell Wilson is to get those smaller yards.
Right, and that's the thing. The Ravens didn't beat the Niners with vertical threats. The Saints didn't beat the Niners by throwing the ball 50 yards down the field. They beat him by riding Michael Thomas under. The Ravens beat the Niners by exploiting that their one weakness, which is the play action game.
Yeah.
They exploit that with Lamar Jackson and then run for 20 yards. That's not a thing the Chiefs are built around doing. The Chiefs are built around getting that big play. And so when you look at people hyping up the Chiefs' big offense, I don't think we're going to see an incredible performance out of Mahomes.
My question is Tyreek Hill, though. Who's going to cover Tyreek Hill?
See, that's the one concern I have because, like I said...
Because Sherman's definitely not playing Hill.
I think Sherman does cover Tyreek
Isn't he
Hill.
too old?
He's
wily.
I think he makes it... Yeah, he does. No, he makes up for his step or two lost
Yeah, I think so.
by... He is a better techniquesman, absolutely, 100% than Tyreek Hill is. I think Tyreek Hill, like I said, I think he's going to beat him. But if Tyreek Hill is the only one beating you, if you can limit Kelce, if you can, limit that run game, obviously, which is not as strong as, some other teams that have beat or come close to beating the Niners, I think that's where you really make the difference. Another thing I was looking at is the Chiefs are allowing 4.9 yards per rush to opponents, and obviously the Niners have been decimating everybody this year through the run. I don't think this Chiefs defense is going to be able to keep up with Shanahan's schemes. I really don't. I think that Shanahan...
He's wily.
He is. I think he's going to find ways to pick them apart.
Yeah.
Run for 8 yards, pass to Kittle for 15 yards, run for 8 yards. Kind of like what we saw him do against the Packers.
Yeah. I mean, Raheem was amazing that game. I mean, that's another bet that you should look at as well. Like after we talk about this, who's going to win Super Bowl MVP? If you think that's how they're going to beat them,
right?
I mean, he's a good pick.
I think not to go off on a tangent. I think Kittle is also a good pick. We've seen tight ends win Super Bowl MVP. We saw Gronk win it.
Yeah.
And so, on a team that is so tight end heavy, and Kittle is, in my opinion, the best tight end of the NFL.
Hard to argue.
It's hard to argue.
And then Travis Kelce, obviously, probably the only argument against him.
Right.
Playing against him in Kansas, obviously.
Yeah. Now, I don't want all of this to discount what Patrick Mahomes can do on the field.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
He's been incredible. But I think, at the end of the day, you're looking for a good bet. Niners plus 107 for the money line, especially if you loop it into a parlay. That's an excellent bet, in my opinion, for a team that is really getting no love, and hasn't been getting much love throughout the postseason. It was picked by 7 out of 8 ESPN analysts to fall to the Vikings.
Right.
And so
he's been disrespected.
Chris
has been disrespected,
and you felt this way last year too.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. And I think end of the day, I would much rather have Kyle Shanahan as a head coach than Andy Reid, and I think that's going to.
I think the biggest
determine
thing.
it.
Yeah, I mean, you're 100% right. You've talked about a lot of things. What you haven't talked about is Jimmy G. Now he's very attractive, but are we sure he's good?
Yes, he's good enough. He's not Patrick Mahomes, obviously. Right. He's not Lamar Jackson.
And I don't mean is he good, as in is he good, but how good is he in Super Bowl? Can he he has to do things.
Absolutely. I think he's as good as Tom Brady was last year.
Wow, my God. Holy shit.
But think about it.
Okay.
We both watched the Super Bowl last year. Did Tom Brady do anything incredible in that game?
No, not at all.
He hit
Gronk for that one long
play. He hit
play.
who he needed to hit, and that's what I think
Jimmy G
can do. Yeah.
Well, that's been our second bet for the Bet Podcast. Not a podcast, it's a YouTube video now.
Wild rebranding.
Wild rebranding.